Hey, what's up, everyone? Adventurous. And I wanted to do this when it came out, but man, life, you know what I mean? Just right up the butt. So Majorkill put out a thing about the space wolves, and yeah, I'm all, anything related to like anything even remotely canine. I'm on that I'm on that like a dog on another dog in heat.
Like,
So,
shit on your ass.
God damn it, Caitlin. Get shit on your ass. We gotta do a micro react to that after this.
Yes.
G'day, guys and gal. I haven't
G'day,
really
Majorkill.
covered the space wolves much on this channel. It's not that I don't like them. I just haven't had many moments of inspiration about them or their Primarch. Something that does stand out about them, however, is their successor chapters, or complete lack thereof. Up until the arrival of the Primaris reinforcements, the Space Wolves were pretty much the only Sons of Rust that existed, with previous attempts to create successor chapters ending disastrously. Why is this?
No.
Sure, their gene seed is a bit off, making them a bit too fond of the word wolf and occasionally turning them into space werewolves, but that isn't that dramatic when compared to the Blood Angels, who literally lose their marbles and
Werewolves in space are tight.
accidentally massacre their own allies semi-regularly. Before we get cracking, I just want to thank you legends for continuing to watch and support me. I don't take any of you for granted, and it's unreal to be able to do what I do full time. On that note, if you're a long-time viewer or new to the channel and not yet subscribed, it would be sick if you slap that subscriber button. It's kind of greedy me saying that because our sub versus non-sub watch rate is obscenely good, but I'm a greedy piece of shit. So let's send it. I want to hit 420,000 subscribers by the end of the year for obvious reasons. Today we'll answer the question, why don't the Space Wolves have successor chapters? Going over the various factors in play that prevented them from forming successors, as well as what happened when they tried. We'll then discuss the new Primaris successors the Space Wolves have gotten, that was a tongue twister and a half, and why they're able to exist. Let's get into it.
Be like, no. You just tell them that you got it on the first try. Be like, yeah.
You could say that line shat on him.
Just for some context about what a successor chapter is and why the legions were broken down into them. During the Great Crusade, the power of a Space Marine legion, generally numbering around 250,000 Astartes with millions of servants to support them, was an obscenely powerful force, able to easily conquer entire sectors of the galaxy in a very short period of time. The Horus Heresy occurred because all Chaos had to do was convert the leader of each legion to their cause, which would bring about 75% of the legion over with them. Long story short, the power of a legion was too much for a single person to command. Hence, post-heresy, Guilliman, who had taken the role of Lord Regent, ordered each of his surviving loyalist brothers to break apart their legion into successor chapters, numbering no more than 1,000 Astartes each. Some of his brothers were like, yeah, no worries, mate. And others told him to go fuck himself. However, eventually they...
I'm not gonna lie. If I was one of the Primarchs, I'd have been like, eat a dick. I didn't follow chaos. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
all relented to his will when it looked like another civil war was about to break out. Leman Russ was on the fuck you side of the fence. He was never one for following direct orders.
Space Wolves OP.
Despite being the Emperor's attack dog, and he thought Guilliman was being an uppity little shit who didn't have the right to command his brother's legions. However, Lehman wasn't as stupid as everyone thought. He knew he would have to make some kind of concession, hence he told Guilliman that he would break up his legion into 13 great companies, each company being roughly the strength of a chapter. Guilliman was okay with this, but in reality, the Space Wolves were already broken up into 13 great companies, which were already all dependent of each other and only answered to the Jarls, who in turn only answered to Lehman. So basically, Lehman changed absolutely nothing about his legion. Pulled an absolute fast one on the big blue man there. So that was the initial reason why the Space Wolves didn't get success.
I feel like it's already good enough as it is.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm some kind of spiritual brother of Lehman Russ, but are we just gonna ignore the fact that that dude kind of looks like a slightly more feral version of me?
Yeah. you do favor heavily.
They refused to split their legion. However, Lehman wasn't a successor hater. He saw the value in creating independent chapters and using them to cover more ground, fight more battles, and
cover your ass. Oh man, we can do the micro react right after this so people have context. Or else people are gonna be like, "Fuck."
claim more space. Lehman's
is
ambition was
context
to
for
create enough
pussy?
spaceful successors to
Just kidding.
completely surround the Eye of Terror, making it impossible for Chaos to leave their domain, hence permanently nullifying mankind's greatest enemy. It was actually a really good idea on paper, especially as permanently
Hang on,
completely
I missed that part.
and claim more space. Lehman's ambition was to create enough spaceful successors to completely surround the Eye of Terror, making it impossible for Chaos to leave their domain, hence permanently nullifying mankind's greatest enemy. It was actually a really good idea on paper, especially since Space Wolves seem to have a knack for winning wars despite being outnumbered, outgunned, and refusing to wear their helmets. Unfortunately, their gene flaw
Because why would you wear a helmet when you have sweet fangs that can fucking bite out the throats of your enemies?
Exactly.
I want to look you in the eyes. I rip your guts out with my
Exactly.
bare hands.
Yeah.
AKA
It's like,
that thing
you
that
know,
Loki makes them a bunch of dog fucking
we don't
fairies,
have to walk
made
around
splicing and
in
copying their
football helmets.
gene seed incredibly difficult, with the result being a total disaster. The first attempt was when the Wolf brother successor was created. The Space Wolves were so excited by their first successor that they gave them half their weapons, ships, and resources, even finding them their own ice world to claim. Unfortunately, as a result of being away from Fenris plus their extra unstable gene seed, the Wolf brothers began mutating really bad, with most of them becoming a Wolfen or worse. Now, Wolfen aren't the worst things ever. They are deadly in combat and extremely resistant to chaos. Hence, whilst the Wolf brothers were purged and expunged from Imperial records, many of them entered the Eye of Terror and managed to fuck shit up. However, ironically, the Wolf brothers that didn't mutate were the ones that fell to chaos and joined up with the chaotic warbands. All in all, a bit of a disaster. It didn't help that Lehman had decided to go all weird and Odin-like, randomly ditching the Space Wolves to go on a hectic quest for 10,000 years. The dream of a ring of wolves around the eye almost seemed dead. However, there was still hope. An especially intelligent space wolf called Heraldia figured out how to splice the space wolf gene seed without resulting in successor chapters becoming a universal threat to every dog's asshole. It's unclear how
Okay, you know what, Majorkill? Eat a dick, bro. Fuck you. Go suck the lion's cock some more, you fucking fuck.
this, but it was said his knowledge about the Calyx Helix, which is the name of the Space Wolf gene flaw / massive buff, was similar to that of the Emperor's knowledge. On the cusp of a final breakthrough that would see the dream of Space Wolf successors realized, Magnus was like, nope, and he launched a fuck huge invasion of Fenris. The primary goal of the invasion being the destruction of the successor research, as well as the killing of Heraldia, with the secondary goal being the complete annihilation of the Space Wolves. But considering Magnus has never been one for achieving goals, the Space Wolves' continued existence the attack begun with Magnus easily baiting the majority of the Space Wolves away from Fenris. He pretty much just did like a big psychic dog whistle. And
What?
I said, we're just going to call him a lazy piece of shit without saying he's a lazy piece of shit.
I don't think it's that he's a lazy piece of shit. It's that he sucks at everything he does. He's like almost as shitty at his job as Abaddon.
Oh my god!
he came down and down to attack. Hence, Magnus attacked the Fang with the entire might of the suns against a skeleton defense force of about 100 Space Wolves and a number of dreadnoughts, including the legendary Mule the Fell-Handed. Magnus could not yet step foot upon the world because it was covered in anti-nerd sigils. Hence, the first part of his goal was to remove said sigil. Magnus arrives and beelines for the successor research, punching it, destroying it, before killing Heraldia. The Space Wolf main force then returns and routs the Thousand Suns, with Bjorn banishing Magnus himself. However, the damage was done. With the destruction of the research and the death of old mate Heraldia, the Wolves had no chance of creating stable successor chapters. Hence, for the next 10,000 years, the Space Wolves have been the sole descendants of Leman Russ. Sure, they have their various great companies, hence still have quite a significant presence in the galaxy, but nothing compared to the countless successes of all their loyalist cousins. I'll put it like this. The general number of chapters before the fall of Cadia was about 1,000, with an average of 1,000 Marines per chapter. Hence, there was approximately 1 million loyalist Marines in the galaxy. The Space Wolves and their 13 great companies number about 15,000 Marines. Hence, only 1.5% of loyalist Marines in the galaxy are Space Wolves, despite their legion making up around 15 to 20% of the original loyalist Marines at the end of the Horus Heresy. As such, Magnus's attack on the Fang removed about 90% of the Space Wolves' potential. There could be over 100,000 Marines surrounding the Eye of Terror, with Lehman's blood running through their veins. But that isn't the case, so it's actually a very solid job done by Magnus. I mean, like, Chaos would be
For
completely fucked if there was
Right.
100,000 Space Wolves waiting for them. Good luck to Abaddon. So the original reasons for the lack of successors was because they refused to divide their legion. Then they realized they couldn't create new successors, and then when they figured it out, a big fucking red nerd ruined it permanently. So
Those are some long pubes. Like, do you see that shit? That's a
Yes.
fucking that
Uh-huh.
jungle is more robust than fucking Sly Marbo's planet. What's the fucking
Catachan?
Catachan? Thank you. That jungle put Catachan to shame. Do you see that? Look at that bush. You could hide an army in that bush, Caitlin. Like, I feel like Lehman Russ himself is about to pop out of this guy's pubes and butcher all of his opponents. Like, this is clearly a sneak attack. Do you see that? God damn, that's a lot of
Oh
pubes.
my gosh.
So it's a good thing that a big fucking red nerd was the one that fixed it.
snipers and what are those suits that they wear?
Ghillie suits?
Yes. Yeah.
That's its pubes.
Right.
just like fucking cousin It from the Addams Family.
Yes.
Just fucking cousin It pops out of this guy's pubes with a fucking minigun. Get shit on. Get shit on. Yes.
that's right, Belsarius Core was able to splice Space Wolf gene seed to not only create successor chapters for the Space Wolves, but also to mostly stabilize their gene flaw, meaning that they maintain their hunter's instinct and keen senses without devolving into cringy space werewolves. They can still become wolfen, but it's significantly rarer. Despite this, when Gilliman arrived on
Cringy.
Primaris to give the wolves their new toys, a lot of the Space Wolves were like, get fucked, mate. The wolves were extremely cultural, probably the most divergent from the Codex Astartes out of all the loyalists. To them, being a Space Wolf was more than just your gene seed. After some careful thinking and some likely not too subtle threats from the Custodes, Logan Grimnar, the leader of the Space Wolves, accepted the Primaris as sons of Russ, and he allowed them to prove themselves in battle. They were also inducted into the rituals and ceremonies of the Space Wolves to bind them to Fenris. Despite initially seeming like a poison pill that would ultramarinify the Space Wolves, the new Primaris reinforcements were every bit as unruly and savage as their firstborn brothers. 3 Primaris.
That's because when you join the pack also joins you in the butt. Okay, I'm not really helping my case here, but
No.
the joke was just too good to pass up.
Only successor chapters were formed. The first was the Ice Fang, which was made up of the more cyclically gifted wolves, a lot of rune priests and such. Then there was the Wolf Spear, who were the grim, ruthless hunters, preferring shock and awe lightning attacks that would leave the enemy terrified and devastated. Then finally, the Moon Eaters, who some random chick at GW created and put into the 459th edition of the White Dwarf magazine. Whilst I can only find 3 known successors, there's probably more, and it opens up the doors for countless future Space Wolf chapters, as now they have the technology and knowledge to crank them out. Imagine you're Magnus, smug as fuck because you prevented your arch-rival's sons from spreading. You can see most of the galaxy, have plans centuries ahead, and low-key know the future. Then bang! Gilliman out of nowhere. completely fucks up all your predictions and plans, then bang, the motherfucker whips out 3 Space Wolf successors, replenishes the wolves to full strength, makes them stronger, and gives them the technology to easily create new successors. Biggest fucking bruh moment. Then to add
That's not even a bruh. That's a big fuck you moment.
Yes.
It's like, hey, Magnus. Fuck you. Also, I gotta say, dude, I fucking love the handgun that submarines have. I just fucking love the idea of just being able to go.
Yes.
That's one of the things I always loved about Barrett from Final Fantasy VII. Like, he was like, well, I lost my head. Guess I'm gonna mount a goddamn machine gun there.
I mean, because what else would you do?
Facts.
salt to the wound, when you try and kill Gilliman using your wicked psychic powers, he uppercuts the shit out of you. Then with the help of a bunch of blank chicks and space elves, he banishes your ass back to hell. I would say that's a rough one, but Magnus should be used to that kind of result by now. The final cool little note is that now the Space Wolf successors are a thing, you can create your own Space Wolf homebrew chapter, and it won't break the lore or canon. So if you weren't a huge fan of the Space Wolves' more muted color scheme, then here you go. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be. We're only $1
we
per
were
month.
even talking about Katachan.
Yeah,
Nice.
we were.
My Morbo's daughter. Which, let me just say, yes.
It's a big ass library of cartoon titties, not yet including Space Wolves, because I'm not sure if that constitutes bestiality or not. Let me do some more research and I'll get back to you. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more successful content. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So.
Okay. All right, guys. If you, that's the 40K react.
Yep.
I would politely ask that you stick around just for a second.
Yeah.
So
just for a second. Just a little bit.
Oh God.
I'm champion! Get shit on! Get shit on! Get shit on! Your ass! Your ass! Bitch, shut the fuck up! 1v1 me, you pussy! Pussy! Fucking 1v1 me! You piece of shit!
Why do you keep saying, oh my God, Caitlin?
It's just hilarious. Just the escalation.
Champion, get shit on!
I just love the way he says get shit on.
Get shit on! Get shit on! Your ass! Your ass! Get
Oh
my God.
Shut the fuck up! One more time. Pussy! Pussy! 1v1 me! You piece of shit! I'm champion! Get shit on! Get shit on! Get shit on! Your ass! Your ass! Shut the fuck up! 1v1 me, you
I love that.
pussy!
Okay, I lied. One more time, and I'm gonna be the guy, guys. I'm gonna be the guy on the other end of this call. Okay,
yes.
for this.
Pussy! Fucking 1v1 me! You piece of shit! I'm champion!
Oh yeah, I bet. I bet.
Get
What?
shit on!
Fuck you! No.
Shit on!
Where? Where do you want me to get? Oh, my ass.
Your
Oh,
ass!
dope.
Get
Yeah, you want me to get shit on my
the
pussy?
fuck up!
My pussy?
1v1
Oh.
me, you pussy!
Oh, I want to be one your mom.
Pussy!
I want to be one her last night. I'll do it again, bitch. Oh yeah, I bet.
I'm champion! Get shit on! Get shit on!
Oh my God. I love it so much.
1v1 your mom. Right in the pussy. You're somehow still here after that obnoxious bullshit.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't they want to stay?
All right, guys. This has been Team Adventurous React. Hey, if you haven't already, do us a favor, hit that sub button. It really does help. And go sub to Majorkill too, because that guy's fucking great. Even though he fucking dogs on my boys all the fucking time when he's on the lion's cock, like some kind of fucking lion simp, because he's a bitch.
You weren't gonna say because he's a pussy.
Fuck that Majorkill. Fuck him up right in the pussy. What's hilarious is like I might be a gym bro, but like Majorkill does judo, so he'd probably fuck me up.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, guys, this has been Team Adventurous.
Yep.
Have a good night or
Welcome to the
day or
adventure.
wherever you're watching this. Welcome to the adventure. In the bud.